The narcissist does regret what they done to you. I know from experience, okay? And hopefully by the end of this video, it will give you some clarity and help you understand that the narcissist does in fact regret what they done to you, okay? But first things first, you've got to understand that post-relationship, a lot of us are in, whether you were discarded or whether they discarded you, we're in a severe brain fog, you know? We're plagued with rumination and thoughts of the narcissist. Some of us blame ourselves. Some of us are in split minds, you know? And we almost glorify the narcissist as if they're this untouchable, infallible character that has gone off into the sunset and is not held accountable for their actions. Because a lot of us give in to the illusion of the social media. You've got to realize that a lot of people don't display on social media the bad things that they're going through. And a lot of stuff is beneath the surface. Most things I talk about that is plaguing the narcissist is beneath the surface. And what they regret is beneath the surface. They masquerade through life with artificial light. They steal other people's light. And they go through life in this way, making themselves appear as if they're untouchable, making themselves appear as if they're happy, they're okay. But you've got to understand that they leave these relationships in such a toxic way. It's always left chaotic, completely chaotic. Yeah, it's always left in that way. And because it's left in that way, you can't see the true picture. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. But that picture that I'm saying you can't see, all you can see is what they've painted to you. They've painted a picture and they've made it seem as if they don't care, you're nothing, they've thrown you in the trash, or you've had to get rid of them and they've pushed you to it, and you know, and you feel like you see them move on, or you see them happy, or you see them walk past with their new spouse, their person who they've just married, their new supply, they've gone off and had children. You've got to understand, yeah, the main crucial thing is about knowing your value. A lot of you put your value in the narcissist's hands as if you was only valuable when you're with the narcissist. You've got to know that the narcissist sought you out, yeah, for you to be with you because you're valuable, because you have high value, yeah. In whatever field that is, you have high value, but you have high value from you being an empath. You have high value from you being a chosen one. You have that. You have spiritual abundance, yeah. You have a blessing that's been bestowed upon you to have empathy, to be able to see the world in that way, okay? To be able to reason with someone else's, like to be able to empathize and reason with someone else and actually put yourself in their shoes, okay? Now, after the relationship's ended with you, because you've got this empathetic skill, it leaves you in a brain fog and it leaves you disorientated and it leaves you feeling like that this person is okay without you. That's how you're left feeling. And it's just not the case. You've got to realize that they encounter you, and by them encountering someone so pure, so loving, even if you did have things that you feel like you didn't do right along the way, a lot of the stuff that you feel like you didn't do right was actually through them and you mirroring back to them what they're portraying at you, what they're putting at you, what they're offloading onto you. Our natural defense mechanisms kick in and make us mirror this back to them, yeah? So a lot of times that you showed traits that you don't feel comfortable with, you feel like, oh, I was a bit mean, or I was a bit this. Those traits are the mirroring of them, okay? But these individuals truly regret what they've done to you, because after they've been involved in the relationship, right, because they've left in everything is such a mess, right, They then move forward. They move forward very hastily. They jump into a new supplier with a new supplier. They jump into it, and this is when they're faced with the realization about, they start to reflect in separation. If two normal people go separate ways, it can sometimes put us on better terms, okay? But it still takes place with a narcissist. As you go separate ways, the things that they moaned about with you become less prominent. They become less important. They become less what they focus on. And they start to reflect on the good times and the good ways you made them feel. And you know, everything that wasn't reciprocated through the relationship, like all of the good deeds you've done, everything that you've done where you pushed the boat out an extra mile for them and you helped them and stuff like that. Some of us have picked them up off the trash. Some of us have, we've put a really loving, caring effort into the relationship. They start to reciprocate this after. Now, afterwards, they're now with a new supply, but they're plagued with thoughts about you. They're thinking about you, they're ruminating about you, and they're realizing that they regretted some of the actions they've done towards you. And they only regret their actions because of how it's making them feel. Yeah, it's not a heartfelt moment. It's making them feel uncomfortable because they're getting thoughts of you. They're regretting what they've done to you, and they're plagued by this. So instead of, what a narcissist will do, instead of coming to reach out to you and say, look, I regret what I've done, I'm sorry, and sincerely mean it, yeah, they often try and turn the new supply into you. So they'll try and make the narcissist do sexual things that you done in the bedroom. They'll try and make the narcissist try and do certain things like you, maybe even act like you, do certain things that you used to do for them, yeah, because they try and mold this new supply into you, yeah. So just know that they're deeply regretting what they've done. They are deeply regretting, because when all's said and done and your relationship's over, they're left out in the wilderness. They're left out where there's a lot of wolves about, yeah? There's a lot of people that will exploit them just as much as they tried to exploit us, yeah? There's a lot of people in the world that will exploit them. There's a lot of toxic individuals that will exploit them. And they often run into these narcissists and stuff like that. Even if they did run into a good person, let's say they run into a good person, even if they ran into a good person, yeah, they're still not over you. They're not healed over you. So they're not ready to let something new into their lives, because they're still caught up on you and they're still regretting what they did to you. So this is why moving forward hastily into new branches, new areas, new relationships is very dangerous territory to be stepping on before you've healed fully. If you're healed fully post breakup, even in a normal relationship, it's not good to move on very quickly. But the narcissist always moves on very quickly. And they do that. They actually move on very quickly with you in mind. I hate to break it to you, but they actually go with someone else because of you. They want to show you. We're in an age now with social media. Everyone's posting things 24/7 online. They're posting. Having dinner, you're posting. They want to show you everything. So they actually get into these new relationships thinking, oh my God, I've got a new supply. I can post this and plaster it all over my social media and rub it in the face of my ex. I can rub it in their face because I know they're still hurt and I know they're still watching my social media. Yeah. So that's why the golden rule is don't look at their social media, because that's you implicating a form of no contact. You're not looking on their social media. Yeah. So try and enforce that, but you've got to know a lot of the stuff you've got to do spiritually. You've got to start looking at this from a bird's eye view. By you looking at this from a bird's eye view, you break it down to the core and the essence of what it is. And you basically see that you're not at fault. They've created this illusion that you're at fault. They made you doubt yourself, you know? Even the people that have been put through the most brutal situations, yeah? The most brutal situations post-discard from the narcissist. Still, you ruminate on things that you done wrong. And the reason you ruminate on things that you done wrong is because you're an empath. You're not like them, yeah? They don't ruminate on things that they've done wrong to you. They ruminate on things that didn't go their way. What I mean by that is about them ruminate on things that didn't go their way. What I mean by this is is they're ruminating on the fact that they feel they're not able to pair bond with this new supply because they're plagued with thoughts of you. So they ruminate on you, and they'll often blame you. Still, they'll blame you because they'll say, oh, this person's in my head, and they'll blame you, you know. But you've got to see that this narcissist is in deep, deep regret. I don't know, some of you can post in the comment section if you've had hoovers. But the hoover often comes at the lowest point of time for the narcissist. You know, that's why I say the less contact you have with them, the less energy you're putting out, looking on their social media and stuff like that. You know, they'll hoover. In my situation, there wasn't even a way to hoover. You know, but they still found a way. They still contacted me for a fake profile and tried to hoover me from a fake profile. You know, they'll find a way to hoover you. You know, so just know that these people, they're suffering. They are plagued with thoughts of you, and it's because, and the reason why this takes place is because they tried to make you suffer. They tried to make you suffer, but karma comes back around for them. And they're not able to pair bond anyway with individuals, but the pair bonding after going with you, then to a new supply, it really causes them severe problems. They can't bond with another individual. That's why I mentioned earlier on in the video how they tried to mold them to be like you. It's very weird. They're a bunch of weirdos. Yeah? So just know, next time when you're thinking about this, stop looking at them as if they're untouchable. And stop looking at them as if they're infallible. And that they're happily ever after, sunshine and rainbows. It's not that. They're in deep, deep, deep regret. And this regret will continue to haunt them through the course of their lives. It will continue to haunt them because you become that one person in the world that they can't get back now. That's why you need to take all forms of supply away from them. If you're giving them little inklings of supply here, little inklings of supply here, it's not as potent. Once you totally cut contact with them fully, they're left suffering. And it may go quiet for a while, but give it some time. It was 4 years before someone hoovered me, so don't worry. And I'm not saying wait for the hoover, don't wait for the hoover, but the hoover is a significant sign that you know what I'm saying is right, because it proves the fact that they are suffering. Look behind the veil, look from a bird's eye view about what I've said today, and try and see the bigger picture about how they are suffering. And I'm sure, yeah, put it in the comment section. I'm sure you've seen some signs about their suffering. I've seen the comments that come through. People have mentioned it before. But yeah, write some comments down. Let us know, because sharing is caring and we all help each other out. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and